Welcome back to the JJK Chronicles, a Jujutsu Kaisen podcast. My name is Ronny.
I'm Chad.
He's wearing a muscle shirt, and today we are here to cover Season 1, Episode 13, called Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. This is a good one.
Yes, I did mention you were wearing a muscle shirt. Do you want to say anything about that, or?
No, I'm not flexing.
It's blue.
Oh, you said I'm wearing one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm wearing one.
You've never done that before. Well, you have done that before. It's the first for a podcast. Normally, you could have worn a different shirt. I would have noticed, but when there's a severe lack of sleeves, it kind of slaps me across the face. How many muscle shirts do you own?
12.
And what were you doing before this that required you to be like, you know what?
Standing outside.
Dude, you know what? Today, it feels incredible outside.
Yes, it does. It is a gorgeous day here in Georgia, folks.
I walked outside and made me regret sitting inside watching SpongeBob episodes for all day. SpongeBob Chronicles coming soon.
I was just standing out in the yard for 30 minutes before you got here.
I'm also a little bit emotional today.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
You ever have those days?
It's because it's so beautiful outside.
Maybe I just I walked in, I saw you. I will say this: I smiled a little bit because you were wearing that ridiculous muscle shirt. But
it's not ridiculous.
I also
it's a
think
great
I was
color.
just happy to see you. I really counted my blessings. I'm glad we're friends. So I just got kind of emotional.
Wow.
I'm okay now.
I didn't feel the same way at all when you walked in. I was like, oh, let's kill this pod.
And that's fine, If there's anything I am, it's vulnerable. And I keep it real. What did you think of this episode?
Well, Junpei is officially dead.
Well, I think we could have said that last episode.
Yeah, but they show it this time, and either he's dead or he's still just really ugly and taking a nap. All
right, so that was a segment where I asked what he thought of this episode, and he just told me things that happened in the episode. We have I would say, a better medium to do that, which is this summary. So we'll go ahead and get into that since you clearly have nothing. We pick up where we left off. We see poor Junpei's cursed body out for the count. He is dead. Okay, so if you guys weren't listening to that little segment we had beforehand, now you know. Nanami has figured out that Mahito won't kill Itadori either because his technique doesn't work on him, or there's another reason he won't kill him.
Nanami is now the man that I stan, and he's the adult of adults.
Thank you for jumping on board. I kind of teased that last episode, and it seems like...
No, I think I said it first.
No, well, see, here's the thing about you. You were trying to double team. You had...
well, obviously the panda. I'm not... Don't even go there.
What?
That's where you were going.
Don't go where?
To the panda. I know exactly what you're doing.
So you are still standing
Yes,
panda.
I still stand the panda, but...
Well, you can't do two.
Yes, you can.
No, not allowed.
Okay.
Because the idea of a stan is that you are so focused on one person, you can't stalk multiple people.
I haven't officially drove off the bridge yet.
So why are you driving off any bridge?
The Stan song. Isn't that how Stan came about?
Yeah, it is, I believe, in reference to an Eminem song, but...
Isn't that crazy? We went through our whole lives, and by whole lives, I mean the last 3 years, with the word Stan.
Right.
Just thinking, oh yeah, we just say that word because we say it, but really it's been about this Eminem song this whole time.
I thought it stood for something.
Yeah.
If you could go through the history of my phone, first of all, you'd find some pretty messed up shit. Second of all, at some point, you would see what does Stan stand for, which is kind of a tongue twister if you think about it.
Yeah, it's like an acronym. STAN.
Someone you really gotta be self-conscious enough to leave that D off the first word and then slide it in there on the last part. That second word.
Yes, something that anomaly Nanami.
So anyway, definitely stop grinding up on the chain link fence. Pick a side.
All right, so I picked Nanami.
Well,
dude's adult of adults. Let's fucking go.
Well, hey,
no, you're Mahito. You're Mahito.
Well, first of all, let me just say, welcome to the club.
No. I've
been here for a while. I am the head member.
You like this Mahito guy. Let's see how this episode plays out if he turns into any better of an individual than what he is.
Well, I just want to say, welcome.
Oh, Mahito, look at his Fat dumpy.
You're gonna love it here, okay? Also, Nanami mentions that his attacks won't work on Mahito, but he will explain that during his lecture.
Okay, never mind. His attacks won't work. I'm not.
Because he goes on to say that he can halt his movements, though. So he can still be helpful, but he also does not have time to explain things beforehand. Just stay patient. The plan is to create an opening and then shower him with blows, and no matter what, they will exercise him here. Right now.
Here,
today.
right now.
Keep that in mind. No matter what. Let's see how that works out for him.
It's totally going to pay off.
In case you forgot, Itadori still has more holes in him than the Disney film Holes starring Shia LaBeouf. That film horrified me as a child.
Hector Zaroni.
Oh, no. Don't. It was Madame Zeroni. But if you...
Hector scares you?
Here's my impression. Not Hector. Fuck Hector. Hector was no one. If you were scared of Hector...
I wasn't scared of Hector.
You remember that bridge you were talking about driving off? Drive off of it.
I was not scared. I never said
it
I
was
was
Madame
scared
Zeroni. She was a very spooky lady that sat in a chair, and she said, "If you don't take Madame Zeroni up the mountain, you will be cursed for all eternity." And I was, oh my god.
No, dude, I was more terrified of Hector.
The yellow spotted lizards
Yes.
were lizards that would kill you in one bite. How about Kiss and Kate Barlow? She was a
Kissing Kate was the scariest of them all because I knew I would fall. I would fall for that easily.
Yeah,
put on a little lipstick.
Oh my god.
She cuts me up, kisses me with that venom. I'm done for.
Horrifying. I remember watching it at a friend's house, acting so cool during it, being like, "Oh yeah, this is a great film. Shovels, they dig holes. Good film.
Wow,
Shia LaBeouf is really putting in a performance here." Then we went to bed, and I remember I was sleeping on a sleeping bag or inside a sleeping bag, depending on how warm or cool you are in that situation. Just laid in the floor for like 6 hours, petrified of lizards, and seeing the image of Madame Zeroni in my head.
And you were scared that because you had sticky hands back in the day, and you were worried that you stole some shoes or something bad would happen to you. You'd have to go dig holes for years. Is that what it was?
No.
Isn't that pretty crazy? Just imagine stealing one pair of shoes at the age of 15 and being
it was from if I remember correctly, it was from a Goodwill.
It was like an auctioned off Goodwill signed pair of shoes that were like $100, and they're like, you know what? You better go dig holes for 4 years.
Now that you think about it, what a topsy-turvy world we live in, They really did. They really did. They were like, you can either go to juvie or you can go dig holes in the middle of the desert at this poorly managed. They were trying to find a treasure?
Yeah,
How was that part of a government decision?
I have no idea.
How did that benefit the government? Was it just the idea of they were going to be working their ass off?
And if they found the gold, then the government would be richer.
And what was his little friend's name?
Zero.
Nice. I just wanted to make sure you remember.
What was his real name?
Ooh. Are you going to pull this one out on me?
No, I have no idea. I just wanted
How about the fact that his last name was just Stanley backwards and it was Stanley Yelnats?
Yelnats, yeah.
Something like that. What a ridiculous film.
Stanley. Well, it wasn't ridiculous. It was
pretty
film.
brave. You do not take Madame Zeroni. Good. So with that being said, what do you say we get on to the second minute of the episode? Mahito has an eye in his palm, because of course he does. Why would he not? And he exclusively refers to Nanami as the 7-3 sorcerer. Good lord, you just ripped a hole through that chair with that fart.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
That was disgusting.
That was definitely audible through this microphone.
It had to be. He calls him 7-3 sorcerer, which is a terrible nickname. Just awful.
Just call him adult of adults. Don't
adult
call
of adults.
Or Mr. 7-3. That's cooler than
7-3.
Mr. 7-3.
Mr. 7-3. Well, yeah, he's the adult of adults. Put some respect on his name.
Or Sir 7-3. That would be pretty dope.
He leaps at him with one of his arms shape shifted into like a sharp longsword. And we get some dodging here, a little more dodging there. Anime loves to do dodging.
All right, wait, hold on. What did he do? He shape-shifted into like a...
It was like a long sword.
Okay.
Like, not some, maybe just like a long dagger, because I don't believe there was so much of a hilt to the sword. So
yeah, and I had a
my
great. I think you've already.
wrong.
I think I kind of missed this.
Well,
Just terrible podcasting.
Usually I would be critical of you, but we did have a rousing conversation about holes. So if you got lost in your notes a little bit, that's fine.
I was gonna say Mahito. He evolved straight from Staryu to Starmite when he sends all those spikes out, and I don't know if you. That was a little bit later.
I don't think we've gotten there yet.
Have we not?
No.
He does so much shape shifting here.
He does do a lot of shifting, but you really got ahead of yourself. Just calm down for a second. Right now we're doing dodges.
I bet you can't name the second evolution of Staryu.
Starmie.
Damn, you got it.
Fuck you. Mahito jumps into the air and shifts into a sea urchin.
Starmite.
Here we are, which is starfish. It's not really a... Meaning he just has spikes going in all directions. Now, how do you feel about sea urchins? Ever encountered one?
No, dude. I forgot they existed until you just said that.
There was that was another thing Ronny was, and if I'm being honest, is still scared of. It was just like the idea. I remember them being like, "Oh yeah, those needles are poisonous, and if you get them, like you can lose. If you'll step on one, you can like have your leg amputated."
Yeah, but I've never seen one. Have you?
No, I feel like they're over in Australia more so than whatever island that we refuse to say the name of here that you often yearly go to, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. So
5.5 hour drive from where we're currently standing.
Nanami and Itadori, they dodged this aquatic-based animal attack.
Well, speaking of aquatic-based animals, the aquatic-based animal
Platypus?
that I'm terrified of, no, that's a beautiful animal,
right?
Is the manatee. And you want to know something crazy about that?
Funny story. My nickname in high school was the manatee.
The manatee?
Yeah. Get it? Because it's like, oh, that guy's the man. But I think it was kind of like a... and to be fair, first I should rephrase. I was just the man in the high school. I was the man. Then I had the blow up in 2014. Ripped my old body. And then once after that, they started calling me the manatee. I believe it was a weight joke.
Blow up of 2014. There's something coming up in this episode.
Didn't really appreciate that. But
I thought they called you the man of tea, and you just had really cool T-shirts.
Oh, I thought you were going with a beverage joke.
Oh no. What was I talking about? Manatees. Oh yeah, my buddy had a place in Florida where he would jump off his dock and stuff, and there was manatees swimming all around him.
Really?
So,
now manatees are kind of like a
water cow. They're water cows.
Water cow. Yep.
They're swimming water. What do you call it? Lactates. Swimming water lactates.
Mammals.
Well, they're mammals, yeah, but they're
hints
cows
lactates.
have milk. Not all animals have milk.
Right. It's true. Good point by you. So yeah, they dodged this aquatic-based animal attack to the disappointment of Mahito. He shifts out of it and avoids attacks from the boys by making him into a little guy Mahito, little kid.
Yeah, dude, it's even scarier than
creepy.
Adult Mahito.
Kind of creepy. He then proceeds to vomit up some more cursed people he's created. This is some real David Blaine shit.
It is like the aquatic frogs that
David Blaine
regurgitates.
Yeah,
it's this whole scene right here is just kind of, if you're watching this alone and you were high off any substance, really, it could be even high off just perfume. You could be a little terrified of what's going on. Now,
are you talking about JJK or David Blaine regurgitating amphibians?
They're one and the same. So
okay, you're right.
Because it's so well animated that I feel like Mahito was in my living room when I was watching this.
Okay, did you have some sort of 3D experience going on, or was that just called acid? Moving on. It's hard to move on when you don't know where you're reading.
I know. I was watching Mojito as I was drinking a Mahito.
Okay, backwards, but okay. Mahito throws them out into the field of battle and instructs them to kill the short-haired brat, which I feel like could have been explained an easier way. You know, I won't question it because I think
his vessel, or
I think they seem to have the idea of what they're doing. But they run after Itadori while Mahito and Nanami get a little one-on-one time. Mahito claims to have figured it out and says that Nanami can't kill humans.
Huh?
Do you have any takes here? Because
no.
First of all, I'm going to sneeze, so watch out. Okay.
God bless you.
Thank
sir.
you.
No, he was saying Yuji can't. He's like, oh, he's still too terrified to kill humans.
Ah, yes. Because I was confused because
he was looking at Nanami when he said
looking
it.
at Nanami. Yeah. Nanami was saying the thing earlier about how he couldn't kill Mahito. There's just a lot of
it is very confusing. But as we've seen, Nanami did slay a shit ton of them in the sewer that were human. He knew were humans.
Thank God you're a professional podcaster.
Yeah. My Venmo is at ChadleyChart2.
Right. The 3 multi-covered munchkins. Wow, I can't say that word.
Munchkins?
Munchkins.
Munchkins or munchkins?
Munchkin. I think you said it right. It's lunch and then kids. Kins. Good wow.
Munch kids. No, munchkins.
And then I said, good wow. What is... That's so foreign of me. Oh, good wow.
Much wow.
That's what I said after I watched David Blaine throw up frog. I was like, good wow. Yeah, but we got some munchkins.
This guy's amphibious.
They're different colors. They they follow Yuji up to a roof. He gets one into a neck hold that says, let's play. But ultimately,
dude, you know what that means.
It's a little kid. Don't say that. Kid. Don't say that. Hey, let's not say that.
Come on.
There's one.
I stand Mahito. He's such a great guy.
Yeah, who the person said that? Ultimately, Itadori gets overwhelmed when the green gets on top of him and says, please kill me. And my notes say, that rough.
That rough, yeah.
Because that rough.
I was thinking rough that, but... Yeah, see, I'm different than Yuji. I would instantly be killing these guys because look at them.
Right. Well, we had this discussion last episode. If I'm ever a color that is not anywhere on the spectrum of human...
Palets.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Just let's put an end to it, all right? If I've got a nice bluish hue to me, or I'm green, let's just. What
if it's just paint? What if you just spilled paint on you?
Well, if you think that might be the case, please remove my trousers.
Yeah.
Get a look at my ass.
Okay.
It's nowhere you haven't been before. It'd just be like, okay.
And just be like, okay.
Yeah. Just be like, okay. All right. Moving on. Back on the ground, Mahito has turned his arm into a giant version of the claw game. And we are watching a show based outside of reality because he actually has gotten a hold of his prize, which is Nanami.
Wow. Much wow of you. What was I thinking of?
Claw games?
Yeah, I was thinking of the SpongeBob episode where Squidward is terrible with it. He could really use this guy.
It's all about the technique, Squidward.
Yes. You
close your eyes, be the crane.
Yes.
SpongeBob Chronicles coming soon. There's a lot to dissect in that episode. A lot of life lessons. You ever dilly-dally with the claw machines?
Yeah, I used to be a G at it when I was younger.
Okay, you're going to make me mad here, because what does that mean?
It means I used to catch some things with it.
I don't think you did. Really just don't think you did.
Like, wow, Mom, look at this cool teddy bear I caught. She's like, that's awesome. How many tries did it take? I was like, it only took $30 for me to get this thing.
She's like, wow, that teddy bear cost $3. Its head is already falling off. Mahito is going on about how he is going to turn Itadori onto Nanami and that Itadori is just a foolish brat who can't reconcile reality and his ideals. Whoa. That is some big words from what we've kind of decided is like a child curse in Mahito.
Yeah, Mahito, if we let him live any longer than, say, 5 to 10 more years, he's going to be the greatest philosopher of all time.
Well, remember, no matter what, we are exercising him right here. Nanami says you're wrong. If it were up to me, I'd say you were the fool. Burn.
Adult of adults.
Itadori then jumps from the roof, allowing for Nanami to break free as Mahito questions whether or not Itadori killed the curses. But before we get an answer, Nanami is behind Mahito, giving him a good blow to the face.
Oh.
Mahito realizes that they know he's changing shape right before impact, and so this time they don't give him a chance and are just punching this guy
Just a
like
gangbang.
crazy. Well, not like a gangbang.
A gang, what do you call it? Double team. They're just double teaming him so hard. They're DPing him.
Beating him up. They are beating him up. I am just losing my notes all over the place. So many notes. So,
wow,
okay,
so
well,
good.
here is one thing. I thought the animation on Mahito as he's taking all these hits was really cool. Because you could see that they were doing things where he was kind of like shape-shifting his body, so his face would look super weird, and you didn't know, like, oh, is he doing something, or is it they're just really giving him a good old knuckle sandwich?
This episode and last episode have been two of my favorite animated episodes in any show I've watched.
Wow.
I just really enjoy the artwork and the palettes of color that they display upon the screen. I think it's just gorgeous.
I like how you're putting a little church on that word there. It's palette, right? Isn't it palette? It is palette, correct?
That is a wood thing that we use to move and store items.
I don't think you say it differently, though, dude. Mahito realizes he's on the verge to death, and as a last stand, opens his mouth, which now has 4 hands on the inside, while his eyes roll back into his head. This is his domain expansion.
Yeah, he's missing a huge opportunity here. He could have said, let me lend you a hand.
Oh, yeah. He really could have.
He could have said a lot of things right here. That would have been just so G.
Wow. Okay, let's workshop this. What else could he have said?
Let me offer you a hand. I mean, that's the same thing.
Lid you offer it right. Kind of playing in the same area. You said there was a bunch. You didn't think... You're like, wow, there's so many of these, but I'll only think of one.
Give him a hand.
Okay.
I'll applaud you for your efforts while all of his hands are touching together. That's another one.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to hand this one off to my notes here. I'll keep going. Huge hands erupt from the ground, blowing Itadori out of the way while one of them grabs a hold of Nanami.
Oh, dude, and this is not only creepy, but just so eerie, the way that all of the hands are just coming in all directions.
Yes. Not just creepy, but also eerie. What a fucking stupid thing to say. Hey, put away the thesaurus over there, asshole.
It's like, this is not only awesome, this is terrific. This is not only rad, this is cool.
This is not only good, this is great, okay?
The animation here, though, 5 stars.
Right. Really good.
Not only is it 5 out of 5 stars, it is also 10 out of 10 stars.
Give him a hand. Okay, so here it is. We've been waiting for it. It's Mahito's domain. And what do you think? You know, he calls it self-embodiment of perfection. First of all, terrible name, but other than that, what do you think?
First off, I like the name.
It's just too wordy. I like what he's going for.
Yeah, he could have said round of applause or something like that. He needs to do a pun with hands.
Yeah.
Why would he not? He missed a huge opportunity. I've already thought of like 7.
I would have thought anime would have been all about puns, and they didn't go for it.
I know.
Oh my god! What? Oh, what was that?
I think that was the lizard.
Shit, do you need to? Okay, we'll keep
Man,
moving
that is
on.
gross.
Oh my
What were we talking about?
I don't know. You shit your pants, and then
Oh, his domain expansion.
You need me to give you a hand there?
I need you to wipe. Yeah, give me a wiping. His domain expansion, though, if I was in Nanami's shoes, the adult of adults, I would be playing it cool like he is. You know, I'm an adult of adults.
Right.
I'm Sir AOA. But I would also be shitting my pants a little bit, just like I did, momentarily.
I would not only be pooping my pants, I would be shitting my pants.
Yes. Because from what it looks like, you might be in the palm of this guy's hands.
It's very dark. Don't know if you guys have heard this part. A bunch of hands are holding each other. This place could really shut down.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Just so popular. Oh, look, I got an alert from Domino's.
No, you did not. What does it say?
It says, I have a great weekend by getting pizza emoji. 2 for $5.99.
2 for $5.99 each?
They don't say what size. That's where they get you.
No.
So, what I was saying, we have a bunch of hands. They're holding each other. Just from the look, this place could really shut down our cuddling business before we even really get going. Seems real lovey-dovey in this space. Nanami says shit, which I thought was kind of inappropriate. As Mahito says, right now, I'm just grateful to you. And almost 5 minutes in, we get the OP.
Yeah, when somebody says, I'm grateful for you, you're so fucked. You're just done for. Anytime a girl has ever said, I'm grateful for you, I know that she is about to go home with another man, and I am just her GBF,
Right, which we decided the other day was
a great best friend.
Great best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also good.
So great. He's the best.
Yeah, not only great, but also good.
Afterwards, we see Itadori trying to punch his way into the domain. Nanami gives us a refresher on domains, explaining that in here, their ultimate technique becomes one guaranteed hit. It's the height of sorcery Nanami could never obtain. He guesses that most likely his cursed technique requires touching the target with his palm in its base state in order, good lord, to interfere with the soul, as we flash back to a few episodes ago where Mahito did just that.
Ideal transfiguration. It's not looking good for this man's.
Ideal transfigure. Did I say that, or was that your notes?
That's what he says every time he touches him.
Oh.
With the palm of his hands.
Good lord, so deep.
I know.
And after,
what would be funnier, though, if he said ideal hands figuration?
Yeah, because there are
he
hands.
uses his
here.
hand.
Right.
And there's hands.
Yep.
See, sometimes I feel like I need to be the writer of a show. Or not a writer, but just spit some ideas
Should
out.
we write a
people.
show? In our free
Yes.
in our free time, should we do that?
Yes.
What do you think it'd be about?
I think it's got to be something kind of similar to our own lives,
Right. Yeah.
We could call it Ronald and Jazzy.
Okay. Yeah, I think we could workshop that a little bit, but I think it's a good start. We'll talk more after the podcast.
Okay.
Don't want to give anyone our great ideas that they would go steal.
Yeah, we definitely have to patent it. Patent pending.
Have you heard about the patent pending on our our podcast Moment of Silence? That thing has been pending for quite some time.
We'll have to figure out what's going on there. I know the last time I checked, they told me to stop fucking sending them that they're not going to do anything about it, but that's been a while.
There was an email that said that's not a thing. Stop. Yeah. You can't patent, but it is pending. I do know that much. After deducing all of this, Nanami realizes that he is literally in the palm of his hand now.
Dude, did I just call that? Wow.
Because we see that he is standing on a palm in the domain.
He is fucked.
Palms are weird.
Why?
I don't know. Something about the palm is... Mine are always sweaty. I'll start by saying that.
Mine are sweaty right now, yeah.
Sweaty palms.
Imagine someone just standing in the palm of your hand. Like a little small guy, not someone big.
Nanami says Jujutsu sorcerers are shit. They have to be prepared to cast away their lives for others and to occasionally force their comrades to do so. And that's why I quit, or more like ran away.
Yeah, dude. This guy is so fucking real. It is unbelievable how adultish he is.
And that's why I'm so excited for this next part of the episode. Because flashback to a tasty looking sandwich. I mean, sure, it's pre-wrapped in plastic, but I wouldn't kick it out of bed. It looks pretty tasty. We see that it's for Nanami, who is giving some of his patented sass to the nice bakery lady. That was in my notes. I had patented. We've already said patented a couple too many times, so if I was a good podcaster, I would have edited that on the fly and just said sass. But I didn't.
Okay. That's fine. And I wanted to add the touch. I know we've seen him without his goggles before. I think he looks better with the goggles.
No, dude, don't say that.
Yeah, I do.
Last time you didn't say that.
No, last time I said he looks good without him, but I hadn't decided which one I
disagree.
fancy. I fancy the goggles a little bit more.
I disagree. I like looking into, one of my favorite parts of the human body is the eyes. I like getting lost in eyes. It's hard to do that when you got some silly looking goggles on your face. So Nanami leaves. He turns back and we see that the bakery girl has a curse hanging out on her shoulder. But Nanami decides it's not hurting anything and goes about his day just grumpy. He's a grumpy kind of guy.
He's like, I'm just going to go through the motions of life. I'm not going out of my way to help anybody. Real ass dude.
I mean, this is so exciting. We are getting an inside look on the adult of adults, current salaryman, not ex-salaryman.
This is current.
This is the current salaryman, Kinto Nanami. Strap it on, folks. I can only imagine it's going to get wild. We see his office. He doesn't even have a cubicle. These folks are just smushed in here side by side. No partitions or anything. He's trying to explain to a young whippersnapper that they aren't just dealing with people's money, but their lives. So they have to do their job with care. Any thoughts on doing your job with care?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have that thought in the back of your mind, and then when you start going through the motions, you don't really do it with care.
All right, check this out. So just then, we see what might be Nanami's douchey... Okay, wait. Let me get this right.
Get it right. Get it right. Get it
I was so proud of this.
Right.
I took these notes about a week ago because for some reason you've just started taking notes one episode at a time. So I'm always a week ahead of you. Just then, we see what might be Nanami's douchey twin brother, Bahamani. Because this guy looks he just got off the plane from the Bahamas. Do you get it?
I get it because he's got the slick back hair, the tan.
Bahamani, a fake tan, non-authentic golden hair, slicked back, definitely using some products, a little wisp of a mustache, and sunglasses indoors. How to know a guy sucks in 2 seconds? We're looking at him.
Oh, yeah. And how to know that this guy's nostrils are filled with white particles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just look at him.
Another way to know that a guy sucks, muscle shirt, indoors, recording podcast. He calls the new guy a virgin, and while he might be talking about it in reference to the game of sales, you know he's hoping to spin this conversation in a way that leads into him talking about how many chicks he's banged recently.
I call this guy the tart of Wall Street.
Whoa. Well, because
it's a play on words.
I mean, here's my point here. This guy, Bahamani, this is the type of guy, he's not having sex with women. He's not... making love to women. He's banging them.
And I was going to say, it's not really consensual either. He's got to throw some dollars out there, and they might not be enjoying it because this guy's such a douche.
Yeah. And I hope it leads him down a dark path that ends his life.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, but if you want to take it there, then...
Sorry. I don't know why. I don't know what I was going for there. He basically is saying, just get the company paid. Who cares about the customer?
This is a guy that if you're going 65 in a 60 mile per hour road, he's going to pull up right on your ass, flick you off, drive by you while almost getting hit head on,
right,
and say, hey, speed up, asshole, when you're going 5 over.
And what's he driving?
He is driving a Corvette convertible. Purple.
Fantastic. Purple. All right. Wow. We cut to Nanami, whose inner monologue is talking about how he is someone with no concept of a reason for living or something worth doing. Wow.
Real ass dude. I have that thought every day.
I'll just earn a reasonable amount of money by the time I'm 30 or 40 and enjoy the rest of his aimless life in a country with a low cost of living.
God, this is the realest motherfucker. Every decision I make in life is going to be from this guy right from here on out.
He just seems so sad. What does he even do?
He's not sad. He's not sad. He's in tune with how life really is. This is the epitome. No, this is the definition
I think that's
of
so
life.
Dark.
It's not dark. It's just.
Oh no, that's awful.
It's just real, man.
No, come on.
Especially when you're a single
I
lad,
think you
like
should start a pod. What the fuck is going on in your penthouse?
when you're a single lad. Okay.
Is your mother vacuuming?
I don't give a shit what she's doing. Never have, never will.
All right, keep on your dark path bullshit. What do you?
I'm not on a dark path, dude. I'm just saying when you're single and no one loves you, you don't really have family or anything like that.
Your mom's vacuuming right now, so.
That's her room. She's not vacuuming anywhere I go.
You said if you don't have family, your mom's right there vacuuming.
I said family that loves you. And if you don't have a significant other, then what's the point of life besides just aimlessly going to work and making reasonable amounts of money and then pissing it away at a low-cost living area of people you don't even like around you?
But that's the idea. You're not really pissing it away if you specifically go to a low cost of living area.
Yeah, but what's the point of having all that money if you're just going to sit around and do nothing? He realizes that, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Because that's how
So would
I
he not
think
go
life.
to a high cost of living area?
No.
So he could burn the money?
No, because he wants to be able to, since he's already made that reasonable amount, he's like, I can hold on to this for a while and just, I'll be fine the rest of my life.
I would just tell him you can't take it with you when you're gone.
Yeah,
Dollar bills, y'all.
But then if he
All
wasn't
of this-
working, he'd be like me and just be lonely and just sit around all day and
So
your
he's
muscle tank.
don't listen. No one listened to Nanami or Chaz Borrington over here. This is a terrible way to think of life. All of this is over a montage of him going through the most salary man day ever. Meetings, crowded elevator rides, cafeteria food, working late nights. Just one hell of a day, really. He's living the dream.
Yep.
He says he left school 4 years ago, and whether he's awake or asleep, all he thinks about is money. And
Deep.
it might be at this point where you're like, wow, that vacuuming is really lasting longer than I would like as a listener. And
hey,
you're not wrong. I'll say that.
Is. Also, when this guy, you know what I don't like about people?
Will you I feel like you're kind of trying to sidestep the whole vacuuming situation that your mother's doing at our recording studio.
It is not even that loud.
It's if you don't want to address it, that's fine. You can go ahead with your point, but I just feel like you should say something.
I feel like she's vacuuming inappropriate areas. That's all I was going to say about that. I don't want to walk in and see something disturbing. But, as I was saying, when people say, so this guy, all he thinks about is money, okay? And then people are like, I don't think about money at all. But they go to a 40-hour-a-week job and slave away all week. you're thinking about money, whether it's physically thinking about it or not. And this ex-salaryman, who is a current salaryman in this montage of life, is the realest dude out there.
I feel like you're being so boring right now. I feel like you're taking this really personally, and you're being so boring.
No, this guy, I told you, I'm living my life exactly how the adult of adults
I feel like your mother
live.
has been. She's not even moving with the vacuum. She's standing in one spot with the vacuum.
I just told you she's doing something inappropriate. That lady doesn't think about
I've seen
money.
her vacuum one time. She doesn't push it along the floor. She picks it up and places it down on the spot. That's not how vacuums work. It's kind of a forward back motion. And she picks it up, takes it to the next spot, and drops it where she's trying to vacuum.
Is that not how you vacuum?
He goes on, that's Nanami. Curses and other people have nothing to do with me as long as I have money. Did I say that? I don't think I said that. He says he left school 4 years ago. And whether he's awake or asleep, all he thinks about is money. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
because
thanks for saying it a third
It's
time.
because you bored me so badly. Oh my god, you were so boring. So he goes back to the bakery. Bakery girl is asking if he's gotten enough sleep. But Nanami, he's a classy guy. He doesn't answer, but instead asks about her.
Aw.
She says, I haven't been sleeping well either. It feels like there is this weight on my shoulder.
As we see one of those, what do you call these guys again?
Little bitches.
One of these little bitches is just crawling around.
Not little, lil.
One of these lil bitches is crawling around on her shoulder, just having a good old time.
Please keep disregarding the vacuum. He says, my job is to take money from the wealthy and make them even more wealthy. No one would mind if I'm gone. People who wanted to eat...
God, this dude's so real.
People who wanted to eat would mind... Or people who wanted to eat bread would mind if their bakery was gone. Yet for some reason, my job pays better. Yes. Listen, if there's been a cause I've been championing for a long time, pay the bakers.
Yes. Ronny has literally my whole life that I've known him.
How much have I said this?
Talked about. Yeah, he's always been like, "Hey, man, did you go to the local bakery today?" I've already been 3 times. So I was like, "No, I have not been." You would always have enormous amounts of bread. You would tip them in lots of monies.
Yep, support your local bakers, guys. A lot of them hand out free cookies if you go over. They're just nice people. They need more of a reasonable salary.
And that was in aisle 5 of Publix.
He says when you think about it, it makes no logical sense. And since Nanami's not the best people person, she asks him if he's bragging, which I thought to be comical.
Which he was.
He says no, as we see the curse once again on Baker Girl's shoulder. He makes a cut movement with his arm and the curse explodes. He asks how her shoulder feels now. She says good, and he bids her adieu. Now, just to compliment myself on...
You've had this happen before?
A job well done. This actually has nothing to do with the show. I know that's shocking. I am such a professional podcaster that I've got a vacuuming situation going on upstairs. You're wearing a muscle shirt that just looks ridiculous.
It's beautiful.
You're picking your teeth. You've been ripping your chair. Sounds like you've been playing drums on it with your butt cheeks. That's how much you're farting. And past Ronny really screwed me over with a bunch of spelling mistakes, and I just tiptoed all over him. I'm doing great.
You've always been great at reading bad things.
Doing great. So,
you're welcome.
Bakery Girl looks very relieved. She runs after him saying thanks and to come back again, but the adult of adults just keeps walking.
Hey, Mr. Nanami, man, can you come back and wave your arm at me more often? Imagine if somebody actually did that. Would you, and your shoulder felt better?
Oh, yeah.
Like, isn't that not kind of weird? He literally just waved his arm like a crazy man and then walked off.
Definitely kind of weird, yeah. But you wouldn't think anything of it, really.
I would be like, that guy's kind of weird.
You'd be like, oh, well, no, if someone said something about it, you'd just be like, oh, it's in my head.
Yeah, but I would still be like, yeah, that guy's kind of weird.
But you'd be like, wow, that guy's the adult of adults. I'd really like to...
Sir AOA.
Really like to have a nice meal with him and just see where our lives take us.
Yeah.
But
bet he's got
okay, the vacuuming stuff, fantastic.
I bet he's got a thing on him.
All right, not the point. Pretty inappropriate. Okay.
You don't think so?
Now, the vacuuming was kind of like a white noise, like I was performing better with it.
It's too quiet without it, isn't it?
It's really weird. I feel like our sound quality might be too good.
That's one thing we've always been worried about.
You have brought that up multiple times. Like, do you think our audio quality's too good? So as he walks away, he pulls out his phone and calls Gojo and says he'll be stopping by the high school tomorrow. And then we go back into Mahito's domain. Nanami takes off his goggle glasses as he says, I don't need your gratitude. I've already received it from lots of others. I have no regrets.
And he looks at peace with himself when he says this.
So at peace.
See, dude, this is why get away from...
Also calm.
Get away from your salary. Be an ex-salary man. Get away from it. Start doing some sorcery and help people.
He looks so peaceful, I would say. He looks calm. Just as Mahito starts to make a move, Itadori busts through the barrier. As Nanami explains, the more resistant the inside, the weaker it is from the outside. You know, they're made for keeping people in, not out, because most sane people wouldn't try to come in.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I'm very resistant on the inside, but people usually can force their way in from the outside on me.
Hey, what the fuck does that mean?
Huh?
Did I stutter? What does that mean?
Like, into my heart.
So
you know what I mean?
You're saying the inside of your heart
is resistant. But people usually force their way in, and then...
So you're saying it's easy to get in, but once... That's why your relationships fail?
Yeah.
You can get in a relationship, which goes kind of against everything you've been saying. So that's...
I'm very... That's what I'm saying. They can force their way in, but nobody really wants to come in.
Yeah. I've always heard Frank has no problem forcing his way in. Yes!
But no one really wants to come in.
Something deep inside Itadori... Speaking of Frank, there lies something that must not be touched, as it feels like energy builds up and then boom. We hear Sukuna say, I warned you that there wouldn't be a second time, as we now see that Mahito is standing before Sukuna on his throne of skulls. He makes a nonchalant movement with his hand, and blood comes exploding out of a hole in Mahito's chest.
Wow.
Sukuna's inner monologue says there is no one in this world more proud and conceited. He lives guided by only his pleasure and displeasure.
Yep.
How about this line? Whether you die or you die doesn't matter. Aside from him, I truly don't care. As we see a flash of our buddy Fushi.
Fushi, all he cares about is him, which is crazy. What does he see in this Fushi man? What is it?
This Fushi man. I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit. That was really cool.
Dude, maybe he's the better vessel for Sukuna. I don't know. I have no idea why he likes him so much. I was thinking maybe if he had him as a vessel, Fushi wouldn't be able to pull an Itadori and kind of control him. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it's something along the lines of like he sees a darkness inside of Fushi that he can manipulate to help him do whatever his goal is. There was that epic battle between him and Fushi where Fushi just kept standing up to him even when the going got tough. I don't know. Pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, Sukuna makes Mahito his bitch. Not to mention, Mahito with one hull bleeds 50 times more than Itadori with 12 holes.
Yes.
So the domain explodes, leaving Mahito on the ground, blood spewing everywhere. What is going on?
What?
You've got some bubble guts going on right now, huh?
I had a lot of food last night.
What did you eat? Let's break it down.
Cheez-Its, Doritos, tortilla chips.
What I was getting ready to say, you had a lot of orange stuff going on, but then
What was the other things there?
also, do you mean pause? You know, I'm a food connoisseur. Some people might say
Toasty Cheez-Its.
Doritos are tortilla chips. So are you saying that as a special way to just say more Doritos, or
Are you
did
gonna
you
listen to me
really
or not?
have flavored Dorito like tortilla chips and then just plain tortilla chips?
Toasty Cheez-Its.
Okay,
Nacho.
first you just said Cheez-Its. Were they Cheez-Its or toasty Cheez-Its?
Well, I'm going to be specific on all of them now. I was just going through everything that I ate, but I'll be
And they're not
specific.
called toasty Cheez. They're extra toasted Cheez-Its.
No, these are called Toasty Cheez-Its.
Toasty Cheez-Its. All right.
Yes.
Keep going while I look this up.
Toasty
and,
Cheez-Its.
Pre-order 5 boxes.
Toasty Cheez-Its. More Toasty Cheez-Its. Nacho Cheese Doritos. Salted Tortilla Chips. Don't know the brand.
Salted tortilla chips.
Yep. Ruffles. Just
of-
plain chips.
A lot of corn-based snacks at this get-together.
What else was there? I think that was it. Have you talked to Kenneth?
I'm not.
Let me text him.
What are you going to text him about?
Hey, we still on for tonight?
Well, he did. I'm thinking. See, Kenneth is a elaborate kind of guy,
Okay.
and by elaborate, I mean not elaborate at all. He gave us the address. He gave us the time yesterday, and I think as far as he's concerned,
he said ish. He said the
he
time.
did say
and
5.
ish.
Now that we could dive into.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Chad have to go here to our first guest appearance. People actually paid a lot of money for us to come hang out with them. It's about time we were able to get a check around this place. But they gave us the time of 5-ish. What do you think about that?
Whenever somebody says 5-ish, I think, okay, I'll be ready by 5, and then you text me an hour or two beforehand and say, hey, we're on for this time exactly.
So you're a little peeved that there
been no
wasn't an
communication.
exact time on the day of the event.
There's no communication. It's 4:30 right now.
Mm-hmm.
There has been no communication. I will, you know what I'm going to do?
But you sent, okay, go ahead and tell me what you're going to do.
I'm going to text him. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, have you done that yet?
No.
Okay. And I'll just fill here for a second because who would want to edit this part of the podcast? Our editor sucks. Yeah, 5-ish. See, in my head, I was thinking like a
What is this guy's name?
5:15 to 5:40 arrival time. 5:40 too late. 5:40 too late.
5:15, 5:30
5:33.
a.m.
No, p.m.
Let's finish this pod.
Hey, did you finish the text? If you did,
I did.
We can move on with the pod. Okay? We got plenty of time here.
He just said, yo. He's replied.
Okay. So glad that it sounds like your initial text message did not give him an opportunity to answer.
It said, yo, and then he said, yo. And then do I say, what's up, or do I ask him about the time?
Please just say what's up. Okay. All right.
Hopefully he just says, what's up back.
We'll keep you guys tuned.
This is electric.
So, yeah, blood spewing everywhere. Itadori takes the opportunity and rushes him, yelling, "I'll kill you." See, now this doesn't work because now you're not engaged because you can't.
I'm
do
engaged. He said, I'll kill you, and I'm excited for that because he's finally killed a human. He did it at the beginning of this episode.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself. I would like for you to not do that. Mahito notes that the domain expansion really burns cursed energy, that it is truly a final stand. But that is But this is a critical moment. So he squeezes out the last of his cursed energy, which leads to, and I have the note here, but if you'd like to make it, you can go for it.
The epic Ronny blow-up of 2014.
Yep. I said biggest blow-up since my infamous blow-up of 2014 was my note. Mahito is like a parade float. Itadori goes for an attack using Divergent Fist, which pops Mahito like a balloon, allowing him to deflate and escape back into the sewers before Nanami can help do anything. Everyone listening knew this, but so anime.
So anime. But I liked it. I'm not gonna pull a Ronny and be like, "Oh, it's anime. I'm used to watching freaking."
He popped. Hey, he popped.
Yeah.
And was like a deflated balloon that's
Yes.
all around until
'Cause
he
can
landed.
shapeshift his soul.
He landed
Yup.
directly into where he calls his home.
Yeah.
A little ridiculous. So Nanami can't help do anything. He makes a phone call that has to be to the assistant of the manager, assistant to the manager, because after telling him the location, he says, "Even you could kill him right now." That's how weak Mahito is.
Jeez. He must be like on the verge of just absolute death. If that guy can kill him, he must have the fighting capabilities of a 3-month child.
He was literally a deflated balloon. So yeah, you could. And I would like everyone to count their blessings, because thank God we don't have to see that useless squib this episode. Oh, you know what a squib is?
No. That's a squib kick.
This is like when you make JoJo's references. Get cultured, bitch.
Yeah, I do know what it is. It's a kick in football.
No. I mean, it is, but no, you don't even know what I'm
What is that, a
talking
Harry
about.
Potter reference?
I'm not saying anything. Get cultured. So, also, I had bet you my ownership in the podcast that assistant to the manager is not the one to finish off Mahito.
It's probably a safe bet.
Itadori starts to fall to the ground, and I'm going to assume this is because...
It is a Harry Potter reference. Let's go! Fucking go!
Hey, stop doing research during the podcast. The only time you're allowed to do that is when you're me and you order a 5-pound box of toasty Cheez-Its. They should be here by Tuesday. Itadori starts to fall to the ground, and I'm going to assume this is something Sukuna related, but it could also very well be the 27 holes in his body catching up to him.
Yeah, and then he's passing out. Nanami's, worried about him, blah, blah.
Down in the sewers, Mahito is in bad shape, but is still giggling. He reflects on his interaction with Sukuna and thinks that Sukuna should have less total curse energy than Brocano at this point, and yet that presence. His is just on a different level.
So you're saying he's just way better than Brocano? That's what you're basically
It's basically
saying?
like being... take an average-looking Joe that kind of resembles me, put him in a room, see how you feel,
Okay.
and then spotlights hit. Ronny walks in. I just, it's not that I'm special or anything, but I just have this presence.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Your breath kind of
like
gets
an aura.
taken away. Yeah.
Is it aura or
It's
aura?
aura.
Aura.
Sure.
Do you know where that's from?
Aura. Mm-hmm.
What's it from?
We've got to get through this podcast.
Will you say what it's from really quick?
Chad, look at me.
Say?
Chad, listen. We do not have a moment to spare. We have got to get through this podcast. Okay. By the way, we keep getting a lot of Mahito feet shots during this scene, so for those people with foot fetishes, go nuts. You a foot guy?
Nah.
Those people, I don't understand them.
It's just, to me, it's feet.
You think they're being sarcastic? You think it's a joke?
No, it's not a joke, dude. You seen those videos?
I mean, I've checked him out to see what all the fuss is about. It's kind of weird.
See what all the foot's about.
I'm not mad at toes. I just doesn't do a whole lot for me. What did the man
rumor
say?
has it there's a game night starting soon.
Oh, wow. Rumor has it. I love that Adele song.
That is a great one.
Name 2 more Adele songs.
Set Fire to the Rain.
Yeah. Come on.
Hold on.
Ooh, rolling in the
Yeah,
deep.
we could have had it all.
Not the name. Mahito goes on to say, even if we are all wiped out, so long as Sukuna is resurrected, the age of curses will come.
Hell yeah.
Right now, he wants to do nothing more than kill Itadori. Unlike his body, he can kill... Oh, little autocorrect. Unlike his body, he can kill his soul over and over again. And then ask himself,
Tormentation.
how should I kill it next time? What?
So he's going to kill a bunch of innocent people in front of him again. I imagine that's what he's talking about, right? Just make him suffer in that way.
Right. After killing...
You should do that to
Sweet Prince.
His friend Nobara or Fushi. He should do that to him. Right in front of him. I think that's the way to do it.
Under the moonlight, inside of
rip a chair?
I don't even know... So under the moonlight... We're inside of I don't even know what this place is. It's filled with body bags. Did you know what this room was?
No, I did not.
Did you watch this episode? I always forget to ask this part.
Of course I watched this episode. How much? You didn't even know what it was, so why would I know what it is?
I'm just confused about what all these bodies are. They're in a room. Do you know what I mean as far as that goes? Do you know what these bodies are?
No.
The whole idea was like the people in the gym or whatever were not killed. They were just like knocked out. So I don't know what all these bodies are.
Souls.
I don't know if it's all the things they killed down in the sewers and then brought them, like once you kill Mahito's little curses that they go back to human form. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But Itadori and Nanami are hanging out. Nanami says he has no lecture to give to the person who saved his life. Itadori didn't realize he did such a thing, so Nanami goes on to say that since he invaded Mahito's domain, he wound up touching Sukuna's soul. And because of that, I was saved.
Little sexual.
Well, only if you make it that way. Itadori says Sukuna never traded out, and Nanami explains that he never came out because our opponent went in.
Yep. I've never came out, but I've always had people go in.
Shout out Frank. Itadori says, so it wasn't me who saved you. It was him. He goes on, Nanami, I killed a person today. People die. There's no stopping that. But I want them to have proper deaths. But after pulling that trigger myself, I don't understand anymore. What is a proper death? Wow, what a line.
It is.
Getting deep.
What would your proper death be?
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. No, perhaps after like a nice meal, I die in my sleep. Proper death. How about you?
Mine would be probably lifting weights. Squatting.
Leg day. Just so... This toothpick of a leg, they snap.
I'd be squatting 300 pounds and then it just falls on my neck. And
you would hear like a whisper in the gym, be like, that guy hasn't... Why is he doing that much weight? He hasn't done legs in 5 years. Nanami says, I don't understand either. Even if good people dying in peace and evil people being punished with death is the proper way, most of the people in this world are neither good nor evil. By the way, when I die, I am an organ donor. My calves can go to Peak's ass. Nanami is so awesome. He says, death is the final destination for all of us, but no one dies the same death. Trying to guide all of them to their proper end would surely be difficult. I personally wouldn't recommend it. All of that.
Boom.
Quote of the week.
SOS, baby. I mean, SOA. AOA. Adult of adults.
Good God, that took too many tries. Nanami knows that Itadori will try anyways and tells him not to die in the process. Just as he would have died today if Itadori wasn't there. We cut to inside of a classroom. Students are taking a survey on bullying. And, I guess...
End of episode.
I guess they're not letting that mistake from earlier happen again. Hey, we're almost done. Can you buckle up and ride the rest of this ride?
So I thought that was the end.
This is what you have to text one person 3 times, and you were so into this episode was going great. Now, worst podcast we've ever done. Because I think I saw part of your body. It was called your interest. I saw your interest
Yeah.
stand up and walk away. And now there's just a douchey shell of a human wearing a blue muscle tank right in front of me. And, I wasn't going to say it, but you made me mad. You're just not even that big.
Wow, dude, that's fucked up. I've been taking so many things to get bigger.
Once again, creatine is not going to cut it. You've got to get on some steroids.
I drink literally a full glass of milk every morning.
Also, quit being the guy that carries around a plastic gallon of water, okay?
Well, you gotta hydrate. Creatine builds
so,
water to the muscles.
Water is pretty accessible, okay? A 32-ounce Hydro Flask will do you just fine. Just refill it a couple times. You don't need to carry all of the water at one time. It's ridiculous. You look like such an asshole. So, they're taking a survey on bullying. Really hard to run a school when you have entire student bodies knocked out and one of your students ultimately perishes. We cut to a girl filling out the survey that I think they are trying to articulate that she saw Junpei getting bullied but didn't do anything about it. They kind of show flashes of that. So, basically they're trying to tell us this woman, or this old girl, terrible person.
Oh.
We unfortunately see Honeybun Cheeks, which is the terrible teacher from the past few episodes. He's accusing Shouta for giving Junpei those scars. Shouta says he doesn't want to hear any bitching from the guy who was too scared to do anything at the time.
He's got a point.
He's not wrong. The school doesn't know the whole story, though, so this guy assumes that Junpei has just moved away.
That's sad.
Shouta is bandaged up and can barely move his left arm. Honeybuns woke up today and decided to be a responsible teacher, so he says that they are discussing Shouta's punishment right now, and that his own punishment has yet to come. So good for Honeybuns.
Yeah, that is good for Honeybuns.
Seems like, all it took is for one student to die for him to really turn the corner. He says both of you and I will have to bear the crime of killing Yoshino's heart for the rest of our lives. Not the only thing that died.
Yep.
So it doesn't make up for what he has done. But that's
they didn't kill his heart because humans don't have hearts, but they have souls.
Okay. We cut to Itadori. Are you part of Mahito's cult? We cut to Itadori walking through a hallway towards Gojo and Nanami. Hey, will you chill with the water bottle?
Keep talking. Let's go. Let's get up. This part of the episode sucked.
First of all, care about the environment. Enough of these plastic water bottles, right? Back to the Hydro Flask.
They're recyclable.
You were the most single-use person I've ever known.
What does that mean?
It means you're terrible for the environment. He says,
"Damn."
We cut to Itadori walking through a hallway towards Gojo and Nanami, thinking to himself that he doesn't understand what a proper death is, so at least until I do understand, until I kill him, I won't lose again.
Let's go.
And then, lost in paradise. And now it's time for your favorite part of the episode.
No, they didn't have one this episode. I checked.
It's the Juju Stroll.
Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in.
The students back at the high school are having a great meal and for some reason are using the panda as a table.
Don't care. I'm not watching.
Well, it's the panda.
Nope.
It's I love the panda so much.
It's not canon.
He's such a pointless character that the only time we see him nowadays is in the Juju Stroll, and you don't even watch it.
He will be in the show. This is not canon.
Don't even watch it.
This is not canon. Not canon.
Well, we get a great little meatball recipe, which just so happens to be Itadori's.
Speaking of cannons, I miss those cannons.
Bonito Flake Boy gives Panda a bite and says, Bonito Flakes. We cut over to see Gojo and Itadori also eating, get this,
Flakes of Bonito.
Same meatballs. You missed out. As he thinks that he can't wait to see Fushi and Nobara again. And then I got really nervous because we get a glimpse of the next time on, and it looks like a bunch of brand new characters that who knows how we will manage to mess up their names.
Yeah. I was thinking that. I was like, oh, wow, Ronny, he's never good with the Japanese names. Chad's going to have to step in on this one.
What was the deal with our appearance? What's the latest? Because you've, like I said...
Huh? We're good. We're supposed to be there a little after 5, so...
5-ish.
Like 5:10 will show up. 5:15.
So we still got some time. So with that being said, I would like for you to
okay,
really,
let me really pay attention to the Juju scrolls that don't mean anything.
I'm a great podcaster. Okay, so first of all, finish the Juju scroll. You weren't listening. We are halfway through the season, so I would like for you to, I don't know, try a little bit for your listeners who are so gracious to you, always have your back, and I want you to say what you think halfway through the season. Go, the floor is yours.
Well, let me talk about the Juju scrolls
and
real
your
quick.
Stupid, weak muscles.
I'm going to go back. This is a Dragon Ball reference, okay? This is like us talking about Dragon Ball and then being like, all right, we're going to do a whole thing on Dragon Ball GT that's not even canon.
Hey,
that
you guys
doesn't
probably
mean anything to the story.
We don't do video, so you probably can't see it, and you might not even be able to hear it, but there's a dead horse in here, and Chad is just beating it. He's beating a dead horse.
Oh, I get it. Came straight from the horse's mouth. So what were we talking about?
We were talking about, I set you up perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Halfway through the season, this last episode really got my interest fully peaked, if that makes sense. The hands, if it wasn't for the hands and Mahito's amazing domain expansion, because I thought probably episode 9 and 10, a little weaker than the rest of them, but I'm fully in the show now. I am in there.
Yeah, to me, Sukuna is still really intriguing. Nanami is definitely my favorite character. Once again, I'll outreach my hand, say welcome to the club.
But yeah, Panda and Nanami.
I feel like they've done a good job explaining some of the techniques as far as that stuff I understand. Sometimes it get a little confusing. The domain expansions are very cool. Can't wait to dive into, especially once our little sorcerers get a little bit more mature, a little more experienced. We see what kind of their personalities come out, what kind of domain expansions they can make. And then I also I feel like we've got a lot of baseline characters that I want that have had maybe one or two moments of some development. I just want to dig deeper.
Panda.
I want some more character developments. Just keep building them.
Yeah, I can't wait for more Panda. That's probably what I'm most looking forward to the second half of the season to cover.
And I think everyone knows how I feel about you right now, so I'm not even going to comment on that. This will be the end of the episode. We will be back next time, starting off the... Well, this technically is already the second half because there's 24 episodes, and the way math works, 12 is technically halfway through. So at the end of last episode, we were halfway through, but now we're... this is the end of the episode.
This is the end of it.
I've been Ronnie.
Well, subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. We've been doing great on the YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. Hey, shocking. Chad wakes up to plug the podcast right at the end. I was just happy to be here.
Watch us anywhere you can watch podcasts. Or don't watch us, listen to us. Because we still don't have video.
You can't watch it. And
Patreon coming soon. Big news ahead.
Big announcements. Just huge. Follow us at Podcast Chronic. Subscribe. Leave an iTunes or Apple Store review.
Discord. Hit
they
it up.
changed the name too many times. We're done. We're going to get paid an unbelievable amount of money. We're definitely not just going to hang out with some friends. They are paying us. Peace.
Bye.
Hey, don't fuck that up.
Bye. You've been listening to Chad. Bye.
Chad says peace.
Peace.
Fuck you.